Hello and welcome to the football show Monday. It's always nice to be here discussing football. It's a Monday, and about this time we always come to you wherever you're watching us on YouTube to talk about football. Today is the 13th of December, and it's just a few days, less than 2 weeks to Christmas, and obviously my Christmas tree is still back there. In the mood. We're definitely in the mood for Christmas, right? So if this is the first time you're watching the show, like I always say, please don't forget to subscribe to it. And don't forget also to tell somebody about this show, okay? If you have a look at what we've done, if you think you like it, give us a thumbs up, all right? Okay, so the more subscription we get, the more subscribers we get, the more thumbs up we get, the more we are able to come back here and obviously discuss football as it affects Africa, African diaspora, wherever you want to call it, in Europe, in Americas, in Asia, everywhere, okay? So my name is Wale, and obviously I'm not always alone when we discuss football. I've got my colleague, Amos Joseph, who is just around the corner, who is going to be joining us pretty soon. When Amos is ready, he's going to be joining us. But obviously, like I said, we always talk about football here. We talk about football as it affects, first and foremost, Nigeria, obviously, and the rest of Africa. And we also delve into the rest of the world. And Amos is here now. Amos, again, welcome. Amos is all the way in Sheffield. All right. And Amos, how's Sheffield today?
Well, Sheffield is good. Wet day.
Wet day.
Rainy all day. Yeah, but it's normal.
It's normal.
It's normal, out of the ordinary. I hear you
Yeah.
say something about Christmas. It's just maybe a week or thereabout to Christmas.
Yeah, just about 12 days to Christmas now. 12
12
sleep,
days.
as they say. Yeah, 12 more sleeps before you get to Christmas. Yeah.
So everyone is
We're in the
excited.
Christmas
Everyone
mood.
is in the mood.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Like I said, it's the football show. And we come to you every Monday at 8 p.m. With myself, Wale, and Amos, who you are looking at there. And again, please don't forget to subscribe to the football show. All right. So we just get into the groove today. So today we're going to be talking quite a lot about what's been happening in the world of football, especially what's been happening because it was yesterday or the day before that we got that breaking news. That's something we've talked so much about. The Nigerian Super Eagles technical advisor or manager or head coach, whatever you want to call him, the German Franco Gernot Rohr was sacked by the Nigerian Football Federation. It was a lot of us expected, but we weren't thinking that the NFF will be quick at the draw, but they done it. So we've got a new man at the helm of affairs. We're going to be talking about this new man and his team. Okay, what to expect from them. We're going to be talking about that. But before we go into that, we'll just have a look at review at what happened last week when we had the agent of the hot shot, the man in the news, the reigning Nigerian footballer, He hasn't won an award yet, but obviously he's won one or two awards within his team where he plays for. We're talking about no other person but Emmanuel Dennis, who plays for Watford. We had his agent, Drew Uyi, on the show last week, and obviously we spoke about quite a lot of quite a lot about this man you're looking at now. Not just him, we talk about Victor Moses, about Osime, about Ndidi, and we must say, we thought it was just going to be something small, but it went on to light the world. I mean, probably every press, every media outlet had something to say about what we said on the football show last Monday. And we're going to take a look at what some of these guys had to say about our show. We had it from the Daily Post in Nigeria to the Punch to the Nation, name it, every major newspaper in Nigeria, then to the major newspapers in the UK, the Daily Mail, the Sun, the Mirror, Metro, everything. Every one of them had something to say about our show, which was really interesting, Amos.
Yeah, interesting one. We're just talking about the man of the moment, in person of Dennis, Emmanuel Dennis, and really, there's a lot to talk about him. There's still a lot to talk about Emmanuel Dennis, from his journey down from Ukraine to Belgium, and then down to England. He's been doing well. Everybody reckons with the fact that he's in fantastic form. Even his coach had good things to say about him. And then his coach also reckoned that Emmanuel Dennis is destined for the top. Emmanuel Dennis is such a player that at this point of his career, if he continues with this form, you can be rest assured that he'll be playing in one of the top teams in England. If he doesn't decide to leave England, the shores of England, that tells you that we've got an asset in Nigeria. And then you keep wondering why such a player doesn't hit the headlines when it comes to the Super Eagles. There's a lot of question, or there are lots of questions here and there when it comes to the Super Eagles, but we hope to see him come and replicate this form. And we also pray for him that injury does not set in and then he doesn't lose his form, because the only fear for players or with players is injury. When these things come, it comes unannounced. And just look at someone like Victor Osimhen. We're talking about him earlier, and we'll be going to the Nations Cup, and then we're not sure. It's good for us that we've got a player like Emmanuel Dennis. But for our show, it tells you that we are not just joking here. We come here with authority. We are sure of what we're saying. When people come on this show, they come authoritatively and say, "Oh, this is how it is. This is how it is." And whatever we say here, we're able to defend it. We're not just coming here to joke. It tells you that people are watching this show, and then people are taking a cue. People are taking information. We're becoming a source of information. That's what it is.
Yeah, I tell you. Yeah. And I tell you, just like you said, that Emmanuel Dennis is an asset to the Super Eagles. I must say, the football show here is also an asset to those looking for news story. To catch news stories. I remember one of a colleague, actually two of our colleagues in Nigeria who are actually sports editors, text me and said, "Wale, what's going on? You should have given us these exclusive stories that you use." I'm like, just watch the show. When you watch the show, you never know what comes up. All right, and we're so glad, we're so humbled. Anyway, that what we discussed on the show last Monday, just went all over the world. It was humbling, but it's also gratifying that people out there are watching this show, and we are really grateful and obviously glad that top media outlets in Nigeria, just like the Punch you're having a look at, the Metro here, the Daily Mail, the Sun, the Mirror, all of them, had something to say about what they got from this show last Monday, which obviously we're talking about. This man you're looking at on the screen as Emmanuel Dennis. So it's a good one for the football show, and hopefully you guys, everyone out there, we keep supporting us just by subscribing to us. All right, that's all we ask for. subscribe to us, and you can be sure out there that whatever we say here, definitely, we go around the world, just like it went around the world just last week. So, Amos,
Yep.
let's talk about the story of the story that broke about a couple of days ago. So we're just generally just you know digesting everything that happened over the last week, and then the story broke that again Rohr has been sacked by the NFF as the Nigerian Football Federation, and in his place they now name an interim head coach, but we're not sure the designation of this interim person, and the person of Augustine Eguavoen, who also was actually an interim coach in the past for the Super Eagles. Aside from leading the Super Eagles as a chief coach back in the days, he was also an interim coach. This is his third coming to the Super Eagles, but second coming as an interim coach. And we still had the backroom staff from what we had with Rohr, except the expatriates. So we still had the Salisu was still included there. Now they've included JJ Okocha, Kanu Wakwo, and Garba Lawal as appointed to provide technical and ambassadorial support for the crew. Amos, except I'm beginning to, maybe I need to go to school to learn English. Technical and ambassadorial support to the technical crew. What's could you please school me here? School me here with what's going on with those appointments.
Really, I'm not sure what they mean by ambassadorial support. Technical and ambassadorial support, because when you talk about technical support, you mean you have someone who understands the game. That person has a load of pressure, a load of responsibility on his shoulders. But when it comes to Nigeria, things are a bit different, honestly. How do you explain that you have these guys on? I don't know what exactly. The same way Yobo sneaked into the team,
Sneaked in.
Yeah. I had to use that word sneak because Yobo is not a qualified coach. At the time, at least at the time he became a coach, he wasn't qualified. He see the the Nigerian Football Federation needs to understand that the Super Eagles is not a ground to compensate people. The Super Eagles is not a property, and that's why people don't take us serious. The Super Eagles is not a property where people come for IT and say, "Oh, come and do your IT."
Come
With the
for
Super
IT.
Eagles, so like, what are you bringing? Kanu Wanko, Garba Lawal, and this guy and JJ Okocha to come and do what? They can always travel. CAF has these roles when they are playing tournaments. We reckon with the fact that CAF does have these roles during Africa Cup of Nations, just to encourage national team players to see that, oh, these guys have been here before, and then let you see how far they've reached, the pinnacle they reached in their career, and then so that they could be source of motivation for younger players that are coming on board. That's what CAF does, and I'm quite sure that is exactly what these guys are trying to do. If you're trying to motivate these players, you don't even need to tell us that, oh, you are bringing them in. See, are they going to be paid? Because see, this is something. This announcement was made alongside the announcement of the new coach of Rohr's replacement, which is in person of Eguavoen. Now, are you going to be paying them? Now, these are questions that needs to be answered. Are you wasting public funds or something? What kind of role is this? Where did this role come from? So like, the NFF has a lot of questions to answer. They need to provide us some of these details. Are these guys going to be paid? Why do you have the role in the first place? Come up, come tell us, come talk to us. Nigerians are not foolish. Nigerians are not stupid. If you come up with a justifiable reason, Nigerians will say, "Oh, this is worth it. We're going to AFCON." You can always carry these guys. You can always take these guys along whenever you're going for national for. We know we saw Kanu Nwankwo during the last Nations Cup that we went to.
Yeah.
Kanu Nwankwo was there, yeah,
Mhm.
and he was there to cheer the boys. He was there to motivate the boys. I am guessing that this is something of that nature. But
Yeah. But if that's the case, then why give them that title of tech or providing technical support? Because if you're looking at former Super Eagles players
yeah,
who are actually coaching, who actually have done their badges, there are lots of them out there. So
exactly.
why don't you, if they had said, all right, these guys are just going to be ambassadors
Yeah,
for the Super Eagles.
don't
So
use the word
this
technical.
is part of rebranding the Super Eagles. Then we will understand. But why use provide technical and ambassadorial support? How?
When you already have a technical advisor in person of
Yes.
Eguavoen, and you have about 5 people supporting him, assisting him, and then you come up again to bring up 3 more people, 3 more overheads. That's what it means. See, we need to
Is this a
change
case
our.
of is this a case of too many cooks spoils the broth now,
I'm telling you,
or
because by the time you call it technical support, these guys are going to be having 1 or 2 inputs when it comes to making decisions, and these guys
Hmm.
are not coaches. See, the reality, the question I was asking someone yesterday was, why is Emmanuel Amunike not our coach? I, that was just my question, because I just couldn't fathom. It seemed to me to be the most qualified person. I'm not disputing or saying that Eguavoen is not a good coach. I am just saying that, why is Emmanuel Amunike not the best candidate? See, we deserve people who have been there, done that, tested, trusted. We know them, that this is what they can do. They are firm. They are very, very. They can be very, very firm, and they can be very, very they have this sense of responsibility, and they're very strict. Those are the kind of people that we need. And it is unfortunate, or see, let me say this now. People who are strict cannot work with the NFF. That's what it is. Honestly,
yeah,
if you're
yeah.
strict and you're not going to bend, you can't work with the NFF, because there is not going to be that too much autonomy, that much support to allow you do what you want to do. And now you have employed Eguavoen. Is he going to get the necessary support, the kind of support that you give to a foreign coach? Is he going to get the kind of support? Are you going to avail him the much freedom like you will avail a foreigner? I know somewhere behind the scene, we are still trying to hire a foreign coach. I am very, very sure. There are
Definitely.
also passes from left, right, and centers that are indicating
Hmm.
that, oh, what Nigeria is trying to hire. That's why they use the word interim. Actually, maybe they had consulted Emmanuel Amunike, and he says, no, I can't act as an interim coach. If you're not going to hire me
Yeah.
full time, don't hire me. And I am
Mhm.
just guessing. I'm not saying that is what it is, but
Mhm.
these are the bits and pieces that we can put together to see how the NFF came to the conclusion that Eguavoen is the best man for the job. And we need you to convince us. And you retain now, after hiring Eguavoen, you also gave him his people, you also gave him people to support him. How are you going to hire me and then you give me 6 or 5 people to support me? Why are you the one choosing people who will support me? Why don't you allow me fail? See, Nigeria, what the NFF has failed to understand is that Nigerians are not scared to fail. We're not scared of going to AFCON and failing. Perhaps the NFF does not understand this point. I am saying here today, see, NFF, Nigerians are not scared of going to AFCON and dropping out of the first round. Nigerians are not scared of going to AFCON and getting out from second round or third round or quarterfinals. What we don't want is what we have said explicitly. Don't play ugly football. Don't give us a Super Eagles that has no direction. Give us a football administration that understands, that has a vision and wants to achieve something. That is
Hmm.
what Nigerians are asking for. See, we're not stupid. Nigerians are not stupid. Nigerians understand when there's a plan. People run businesses here and there. Now, people who administer football in Nigeria, they go to Belgium, they go to France, they go to UK, they go to Italy, they go to all around the world. They see these things being done, but they just don't execute it. You see, there is no success. There's no accident to success. You don't get successful by accident when it comes to this kind of thing, this sort of things. It doesn't come by accident. It comes by proper planning. Oh,
Yeah.
this is what we want to achieve in 5 years. Communicate it to Nigerians. Let Nigerians know this is what you want to achieve in the next 5, in the next 10 years, and carefully stick to the plan. When you stick to the plan and you fail, we'll say, oh, maybe we didn't get it right here. We're going to do XYZ again in 2 years and we'll adjust it. See, look at England today, but let's not go to England. England is too far. Look at what is going on in the Arab League, right? That they're playing now. Trust me,
Yeah,
man.
the Arab Cup, yeah.
The Arab Cup, trust me. The Arabians are going to dominate. The North Africans are going to dominate first, second, third, fourth, fifth. Just look at the quarterfinals and see what we're talking about now. See, because they've got a careful plan. They have a very vibrant league, a league that is successful on its own, right?
Yeah.
And what the NFF fails to understand is that if you don't fix these things, if you don't fix these little holes, if you don't fix our league, we're going to continually have this problem of who is going to take over from XYZ when he retires, who is going to be our backline, who is going to be our last man, who is going to replace Osimhen, who is going to... So we're going to be coming back in circles. From the last 10 years, or so to... No, 20 years since the 2000s, since the early 2000s, nothing much has changed with the Super Eagles, except for when Keshi was coach. Nothing. I don't see any change, really. I don't see much changes.
Could it be that as Eguavoen is actually part of the system already, he's a technical director of the NFF, so he knows these people. He knows Rohr, he knows Aribo, he knows Salisu Yusuf, he knows Yobo. So it's just more like a continuity till they get someone who is fresh. Just like you said, I know it's an open secret that the NFF, they're actually after another Oyibo man, But is it because they feel Eguavoen is just part of us anyway? Let him just go there. If he is the interim coach, as soon as we get whoever we want, we can as well just send him back to the technical department as a technical director. Could it be why they now decide, all right, yeah, you go and work with these people instead of bringing your own people in?
I mean, if that is, if I get to have a one-on-one with Eguavoen, the question I'm going to ask him: Did you make that decision to work with these guys? Are you comfortable working with these guys? See, and one thing people have always said about Nigerians is we don't know how to say no. If you know how to say no, you are going to be successful in Nigeria because you won't take shit. You won't allow people mess you up. Don't let people set you up on a path where you don't want to be, just because you want to add to your name as the coach of the Super Eagles. Oh, between XYZ period and ABC period. No. Are you comfortable? Are you really comfortable? I'm keen to hearing Eguavoen. I'm not sure if he had made any interview, if he had granted any interview. I really want to hear from him. And if journalists are going to really ask him questions, oh, did you decide? Did you make the decision? And this is the thing with us again as journalists in Nigeria. I'm not sure if we are going to begin to ask these salient questions. Are we going to be able to ask him, oh, did you make these decisions yourself? Are you really comfortable working with this person, XYZ? Are you really happy to take up this role? I'm somewhere at the back of my mind is telling me, or at the back of my head is telling me that I think some guys were consulted, but they just wouldn't take it because it's an interim role. See, we have this idea stuck at the back of our mind from the sound bites from the camp of the Super Eagles or from the NFF is that we want to hire somebody else. Because now there's a remember about 2 weeks or 3 weeks ago, before Gernot was fired, before that announcement, we said it here on this show that some camp in the NFF do not agree to the firing of Gernot. Not everybody.
Yeah.
Based on information that we've gathered, we are sure that some guys objected to this sack because it's just a wrong time. Okay, now that you've done it, you did it over almost a month ago. Why are we just hearing it now? Why are you just communicating it now? Why don't we just like to do things in a very seamless and easy manner? Let's just transition easily. Okay, we're good. We're doing away with Raw. Yeah, we can't come out boldly with our chest to say, "Oh, we fired Raw." Why are we allowing things filter? And at some point, some people were saying, "Oh, will Raw stay? Will Raw remain?" I told him like Raw cannot work with this. No, it will be very wrong for him to and unprofessional to work in such an environment where your sack has already been announced and the NFF has not denied outrightly. The NFF didn't deny at any point in time, that Roy has been fired or not, whether Roy has been fired or not. Nigeria it's just a funny and an interesting. I'll say the word interesting. Now let me share an update with you. I saw it on Twitter. I'm not sure, I've not read through the entire piece, but it says one major factor why Raw was sacked was that the dressing room, discipline in the team is lost practically. Now, he also said that Amaju also said that in the dressing room, discipline in the team was at its lowest edge, and once you remove discipline, the foundation in the team is cracked. Players now talk back at you. Players believe that they are indispensable. A lot of factors that will militate against the team. Now, what kind of coach do we want to hire? If we say this is it,
but if the NFF president is saying he's talking about discipline here and that players do not reckon with the coach anymore, and I beg to disagree with that because it should be, Angini said in shame because he had practically started it. And I remember I started it. I remembered when the Super Eagles played against was it Sierra Leone or Liberia when we were four goals up, and I think it was Sierra Leone, and they ended 4-4 in Benin.
Yeah.
And the way he spoke to those players and made Gernot Rohr look like a primary school teacher, like a primary school student,
like a schoolboy,
like a schoolboy. And I was thinking, what are you doing in the dressing room? Okay, so if an NFF chairman could now, or president, whatever he wants to call himself, now take the role of manager of a national team to talk to the boys, to provide a team talk in the presence of the manager of the team, then he started it. Because as far as we're concerned, as far as I'm concerned, Rohr probably lost that dressing room on that day. And this was due to what Amaju Pinnick actually did. So to now come back to say, in discipline and blah, blah, blah. For so many times during this our conversation on this show, we talked about the unity that Rohr actually built within the national team. You could see these boys, building a fraternity between themselves, like a brotherhood within themselves. But at some point, it got lost. And there were so many rumors coming out of the dressing room, especially during the last game, about the parties they were throwing a day before the game. So so are we now saying somebody like Eguavoen will be the Iron Man that will restore discipline to this team? Are we saying that? But because he's like I always say, like I said before, he's actually part of the team. He's the technical director of the NFF, so he must have an input in whatever happens in the team.
Now, when the NFF president comes out to speak, I think he should be very careful most times with his choice of words, because people are going to scrutinize, analyze, or critique whatever he has said, So now, and this, which is the same thing that we are doing now, those sort of actions, we shouldn't be seeing them. We all agreed that Gernot has been able to steady the ship at some point with the national team because of what we were seeing. We saw that there was unity in the camp of the Super Eagles. We saw that the boys looked happy, until recently when we started seeing the NFF president on TV, in the camp, in the dressing room of the Super Eagles, addressing them, which is not bad, but showing it to the world is something that we question. You know, it's all right. Of course, they've always been doing it, you know, but you don't have to show it. And then if you now come to
Exactly.
say that, if you now come to say, to tell us, to tell the world that it's because it was becoming an issue of losing the dressing room, there was no longer discipline with the team.
Hmm.
You know, how did you treat the coach? How did you make him feel?
Hmm.
I also said to someone last week, I think that, see, at some point in this Gernot conversation, we're going to begin to make Gernot look bad. And Gernot has not failed Nigeria. See, Nigerians,
Hmm.
Gernot did not fail. And
Hmm.
that's the reality. Because look at it, think about it. When his contract was renewed, you know, oh, Gernot, he has done well. We needed to renew his contract, XYZ,
Hmm.
blah blah blah. And now you gave him ultimatum, qualify us for AFCON, tick, Gernot has done it. Take us to the World Cup 2022 Qatar, Gernot is
It's
on
on the
track.
road. Yeah.
What else do you want? Right. Beautiful football. Okay, we're going to play beautiful football, but now what is the plan to playing beautiful football? See, if Gernot needs assistance, get him one. You know, if I'm not saying that, oh, sacking Gernot was a wrong decision, but there are things that we could have maybe done differently. You know, I was listening to someone this evening talking about Mourinho when he moved to Roma, and then he had to get some drone cameras just to monitor his players. If does Gernot get everything he's always been asking? And this is the same
Don't
man
even
that
don't don't even talk about drones or whatever.
this is the same man. This is the same man that you would owe. See, between us here, right? Everybody watching, you imagine being owed 1 month, 2 months, 3 months salary. How would you perform on the job? See,
Hmm.
these things go along with motivation. The monetary part of the deal cannot be cut out. You cannot owe somebody and then you expect the person to be 100% happy.
Hmm.
See, and then now what we are hearing is about is, oh, he has lost the dressing room. These are just funny bites from. I feel like the NFF shouldn't even go there. You know, don't even go there, because this is not what we saw. This is not even why we are even asking that we need a new coach. We're not even talking about that. We're not even, see, maybe we even think too much of our players. Kelechi Iheanacho, at the weekend, I'm not sure he played.
Hmm.
Right. Some of our players are not even playing well. Alex Iwobi, I saw him on bench.
Hmm.
You know, our players are not even playing, and those are our trusted guns. Ogene Karo Etebo is injured. You know,
Hmm.
and then you bring on players from um Saudi, someone who has retired from the Super Eagles. Is it justified against the inclusion of boys who are firing on all cylinders? You know, so these are some. If we are able to stop, you know, some of these things, we will have a very steady ship. We
Hmm.
will indeed have a very steady ship. But my question with the NFF is, what exactly is the plan? Oh, fantastic. You have brought on Eguavoen. He will come and take us to AFCON. And there are lots of information out there that Eguavoen might even not go to AFCON. You know, now this is what we're hearing. So why put Eguavoen in the first place? Why announce him if he's not going to go? But I don't want to go by ESAs and all. But if Eguavoen is going to take us to AFCON, we don't expect two good results. Like, we don't expect that it can not. We're not saying it can't do better, it can't do well, but let's not expect too much. Our hopes are not going to be high. Then why let General
Hmm.
go in the first
Hmm.
place? Why let him go if we're not going to be able to say now? See, what we want from the NFF is, what is the plan? Tell us, give us the plan. What do you want to
I'll
achieve
tell you,
after?
I'll tell you the plan. The plan is 56-year-old Eguavoen, assisted by Salisu Yusuf, chief coach, Paul Aigbogun, assistant coach, Joseph Yobo, assistant coach, Dr. Terry Eguaoje, assistant coach, Aloyagu, goalkeeper coach. When we come back, we're going on a short break. When we come back, I want to talk particularly about Dr. Terry Eguavoen, who is one of the assistant coaches in the Super Eagles, who actually is a consultant. I heard he was a consultant at the NFF. When we come back from this short break, we're going to talk about him and obviously talk about some other issues. So stay there if you're still watching us. It's a football show. We'll be back after this short break. Welcome back. It's still the football show, and we're talking about the Super Eagles and obviously the new Super Eagles technical crew led by Augustine Eguavoen. And before we went on the break, we were also talking about a certain Dr. Terry Eguavoen, who is one of the assistant coaches in the new look Super Eagles interim lineup. Okay, and Amos, we were before we went on short break. I said we should quickly just have a look at Dr. Terry Eguavoen, who, according to his LinkedIn profile, said he was until recently technical director of coaching education and player development for the Pennsylvania West Soccer Association. And before that, he's actually still, not before that, still founder and president of Football Coaches Association of African Nations. So, and obviously he's got the United States Soccer Federation A license as a goalkeeper coach. He's worked with female football development in the United States. And also, I think he's very much focused on development, grassroots development of football. Should this kind of person be working at the Super Eagles at this moment? If you are an expert in grassroots development, why not send him to a team like the under 17? So you either the female on the 17 or the male on the Golden Eagles on the 17, and obviously develop talents. Since you got expertise in it from the United States, should he be? Do we need somebody like that in the Super Eagles at this moment? Because we're not developing anyone in the Super Eagles at the moment, are we?
Nah. The Super Eagles is not where you start teaching people the basics of football. The Super Eagles is not where you start teaching people how to control and pass. In the Super Eagles, you have players whose technical abilities, must come to play. Is the highest level. Perhaps we need to remind the NFF again that don't make the Super Eagles a ground for IT, where people begin to discover themselves. No, see, that is our biggest property, and we
go for the work experience. Meanwhile, if anyone's watching, IT is actually work experience. Okay. Yeah.
Not information technology, please.
No, it's work experience.
So let's just get the best. Let's attract the best. You might have gotten this man from somewhere, but let us show us what exactly has he done to merit being at the highest level of our football. We have these guys who are well qualified. The other day I was watching on on BBC an interview with Sheyi Olofinjano, and he spoke about he's the director as Grasshoppers FC, one of the most successful clubs in Switzerland. And he's a Nigerian. He played football. You know, these guys submitted themselves to learning, and that's why they can begin to hit the high notes on in Europe. You know, that's why they can begin to hit the high notes. If they are that good, why are they not that good for Nigeria? Have we asked ourselves why they are not that good for Nigeria? It's because it's beyond dots that is beyond what the eye can meet when it comes to Nigeria. When it comes to securing a role in Nigerian football, or even in any space in Nigeria, especially when it comes to public places, public spaces, there's a lot that goes on behind the scene that just cannot be explained. You know, how do you explain that people who have not been coaches before are given coaches role in the Super Eagles? What stops them from starting from the scratch? Why can't they go and start from the scratch? You know, which is our under 17, or let this person come up with a document that would help us actualize a plan at the end of 10 years if he is that good. You know, if this person is that good and deserves to be in the Super Eagles team, in the Super Eagles setup, why don't you let him come up with a plan and let him show us the roadmap to building a world beating team, a world beater, you know, a team that would conquer the world. At some point, you'll be shocked that we're discussing Nigeria this way. At some point, we used to be like maybe third best team in the world. So what happened to us? How did we fall by the wayside? It's because we stopped doing things the way we ought to be doing them. You know, we stopped playing by merit. We started working based on, oh, this person knows this person. Oh, this is my best man. Oh, I like this one. I don't like this one. Oh, we started looking for coaches that we could you know, we and that's why we are in a deep mess. The truth is we are in a deep mess. We need an overhaul to clean and sanitize our system. Honestly, the NFF, whatever it is that they are doing at the federation, see, you're working with our biggest property, and that's why I'm like, you get a lot of sponsorship, you get a lot of commercial sponsorship. How do you want to attract more? What is the plan to make sure that these guys continue to become attractive? Paying Gernot alone was a problem. Paying Gernot alone was a problem. Every time we want to pay our players, we hear one problem or the other. Look at the Super Falcons. They are always complaining at every point in time because you owe them. There's something that is wrong with our system fundamentally, and we need to solve it. If we don't solve that fundamental problem, nothing is going to work. Our youth system is not going to work. Our age grade categories are not going to work. Our league is not going to work. We've not played a league for past how many months now. We can't.
And did he say the league was supposed to start yesterday or just last weekend?
I think this weekend. This weekend.
Okay.
This weekend. And now we can't
keep
even
our fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. We can't even advocate for some of the players to be included in the team. You have a system that invites a goalkeeper that has not been keeping. You know, I recall when they invited John Noble of Eimba. It wasn't even the one keeping in the CAF games, and he's the one you invited to the national team. Don't you think something is wrong with us? That's the kind of system that we have. A system that sees white and calls it black. We can't go forward. That's just a simple thing. And now, you know, we've gone past Gernot now. Forward looking, I hope that whatever capacity that Eguavoen has been brought in to perform, I just hope that he's able to do it to the best of his ability and don't give himself headache. Because
hopefully, because the last time Eguavoen actually took a national team the national team to any competition was a friendly against the Mexican team in the United States just this year. He took a bunch of home base players to Mexico and they lost by 4 goals to nothing. So, We'll keep our fingers crossed. We wish Austin Eguavoen actually all the best. He's seen it, he's done it. He was a star player in
Yeah.
his days, right from when he was at ACB African Continental Bank in Lagos, till the time he retired as Slima Wanderers in Malta, and obviously also took the reins as the manager of Slima Wanderers. He's also coaching in South Africa with Black Leopards, and obviously Nigeria with Eimba, Sunshine Stars, and some other teams, but nothing really great. He's also done well with Super Eagles at one point. Actually, won the bronze at the AFCON some years ago. So we do not know what his assignment is at the moment. Is he going to
Yeah.
take us to the AFCON? We do not know. Are we going to get a coach before that time? Another coach before that time? We do not know. But whatever we do, one thing we know at this very moment is an interim manager of the Super Eagles, and obviously he's got a whole lot of people and staff behind him to ensure that he gets it right. So we are looking eagerly, we're actually waiting eagerly for the lineup of the team is going to submit
Yeah. We should
for,
also talk about
for
that.
the games. We obviously we're looking forward to that. But quickly now, before we go to the Champions League, let's just project and actually look at the kind of players Eguavoen is going to be invited. Obviously, we know someone like Victor Osimhen would take the back seat now, especially because he's coming back from a major injury. He's had surgery on his eye socket, so we don't expect him to play in AFCON because. Personally, I wouldn't advocate him. I wouldn't advocate we risking Osimhen to come and play in the AFCON because AFCON is just a few weeks, about 3 weeks to kick off, 3 or 3.5 weeks to kick off. So we need to rest Osimhen. But in the absence of Osimhen, we obviously would need players to step up. Not all of our players are actually scoring at the moment.
Yeah.
We've got Joe Aribo, who scored a spectacular goal for Glasgow Rangers just 2 days ago. Awuni is there. Tawa Awuni, who plays for Union Berlin. We've got Dessus, um, who won an award recently for Feyenoord. We also have player Terry Murphy is suffering a goal drought at the moment. Peter Olanyika is there with Slavia Prague and what have you. So, are you expecting, Amos, the usual players that get or will always call when Eguavoen decides to say, "All right, yeah, I'm going to call these guys for preparation to for AFCON in Cameroon."
Really, I'm not going to expect too much from Eguavoen, and I would be surprised if he doesn't invite the same players. I'll be surprised. I'll be really surprised if he doesn't work with the same players. Where do you want to start from? Do you want to start inviting someone new who has not even played with the team for quite some time? It'll be
Mm,
strange, and again, strange things happen in Nigeria with our team. But it'll be very, very awkward if he has to invite people who have not been part of the squad for quite some time.
mm,
Familiar faces, maybe the same guys, that the same setup that Gernot has been using, or the same guys that
mm.
qualified. Let's not forget that these guys qualified us for Nations Cup,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
they are good enough. Maybe they are just not well managed, right?
Mm,
They are good enough. Maybe they are not well um, tactically set up. You know, that's just what we want to see. We want to see a little bit of input here and there. Um, and don't come and tell us that you want to bring someone who has left the Super Eagles for 2 years. That will be very, very bad. It will be very, very bad. And again, it will keep reminding Nigerians that we're not ready to move forward. It will keep
mm,
telling Nigerians that we don't want to change for real. We're not expecting any drama, any let's not be overly ambitious going into this AFCON. We know, and we are even sad that our top man, because take away all the goals that Osimhen scored, we're left with nothing. You know,
mm,
take away all the goals that Osimhen scored. So Osimhen is a very vital part of our squad. But we've got players who also have almost almost the same characteristics that can give us the same level of play like Osimhen. We've got Desas, we've got Taiwo Awoniyi, we've got Onuachu, we've got all these boys, Dennis Bonaventure. You know, if only we're able to set them up properly and then motivate them well.
Mm.
Let's inspire these players well, and let's have some discipline. You know, it will be very, and honestly, I would say that if that party indeed was organized in the camp of the Super Eagles, right? If the players actually went to party when they have a World Cup qualifying game next day, that player shouldn't be in the Super Eagles. It doesn't
Mm.
deserve, those players don't deserve to be part of the team, because that's indiscipline at the highest level. And if Amaju Pinnick is talking about indiscipline, if these guys are culprits, or if they are guilty of the charges or of the allegation, I think they should be asked out of the team, regardless of what the outcome might be. Just ask them out of the team,
Mm.
so that this in the next 10 years, nobody would dream that he wants to bring women to the hotel. And again, you remember we say this thing, like this thing goes in cycles, because if we had our camp, this thing won't
Exactly.
happen. It will
You
never
never
happen.
know. You never know. You can
No,
still
it
have the
won't happen.
camp and it will still happen. But
It won't happen. So when
hey,
there is a camp, right, there are
mm,
days that they open the camp. Look at what goes on in other places. There are days they open the camp to families, or to come and say hi. Maybe their wives, those who have wives, their girlfriends, they come
yeah,
visit in a common area and then they leave. They leave. Not like people just come. People can come into the hotel. You can't stop people from coming into the hotel because the Super
no,
Eagles are there.
no.
Right.
Hmm.
So it's not your property. So that's why we say that if you don't solve this problem holistically, we're going to keep moving in circles. We're going to keep moving in circles, and we'll keep having the same issues here and there, the same problems here and there. It's just unfortunate that I don't know how the Super Eagles handlers, or how the management of the NFF sees this. I don't know what they want to achieve, but what I want to see as a Nigerian is, if you are able to achieve one thing, achieve it and leave. Let the next person come
Mm.
and
Mm.
move with the same plan. Say, okay, part of this plan, we're going to achieve XYZ. Let the person achieve it and leave. And then until we get to where we are going to, because now it doesn't seem like there's anything serious that we want to do. We're not appearing very seriously. And there's a lot of money that is being spent on this thing, on this team. Let's just ban the Super Eagles or something, but we don't want it.
Ban the Super Eagles. I'm sure some people might probably go to war with you for saying that. But well, as we look forward to the AFCON itself,
Mm,
there's one special player that obviously I'm even scared of mentioning his name now because he's obviously probably going to be AFCON representing Egypt, and that's a certain Mo Salah. And our dear friend, Mr. President Amaju Pinika, said, "Don't worry, we'll avoid Egypt." Um, it's going to be in AFCON, obviously, and same with Sadio Mane and all
yeah.
these boys, and they're really doing well for their teams. I'm talking about Salah, Mane. Edu Mendy has just been named the Player of the Year for for Senegal. Obviously,
Mm.
also he is going to be in Senegal in the AFCON for Senegal or what have you. What chance, realistically, do you think? I know you've said that Nigerians would not worry even if we fall out of the first round or what have you, but Eguavoen's coming in. Let's for argument's sake say he's coming in with a new idea of how we the imprint of how we should be playing, backed with the finesse and expertise of Salisu, Yusuf, and the doctor and all of them. Realistically, do you see us bringing any surprises in the Afcon, especially with these top players now becoming?
With football, impossible is nothing, and then sometimes
Mm,
with some things in life, impossible is nothing. But I'll be surprised, right, to see the Super Eagles shock anybody. Nah, I'll be surprised. You look at the people we have to play: Guinea, we have Egypt, and then we have what's this third team now? You know, if we cannot beat Egypt, we might be able to escape the group stages. You know, we
Mm,
might be able to escape the group stages,
mm,
but when we get to the knockout phases, it'll be really tough. It'll be
mm,
really tough. I feel like this AFCON would really tell us the kind of players that we have. You know,
mm.
whether we are
Not,
really,
not the type of technical bench we have, but the players.
yeah, yeah.
Mm,
So we already know what to expect from the technical bench. You know, we already know that, oh, okay, maybe Eguavoen is just coming as an interim coach. But with the players, we're going to be able to see them. See, AFCON is a very different and difficult tournament to play.
mm,
And the kind of players I feel sorry for are players like Joe Aribo, who are still trying to find
mm.
themselves. You know, he's still trying to. He plays so well when it comes to when he's in Rangers. You know, but
Yeah.
when it comes to Afcon, he struggles to really explode. Maybe it's because it's as a result of how we've been playing him. We just need someone who really understands the game, someone who knows these players week in week, who sees them week in week out, and who knows how they play. Say, okay, I understand how, because you don't really have too much time with them when they come to camp. So what you need
Mm,
to do is to monitor their progress, monitor them well, see how they are playing, see how they are being deployed when they play in their teams. You know, how are they playing? Look at Moses Simon the other day. He scored a goal. Look at it was a beautiful goal. You know, how are these players playing that they become so efficient when they get to their clubs? It's not going to be the same tactics. It's not going to be the same team shape. But how are you able to also get the best out of them? But I'll
mm,
be really surprised if Nigeria makes it past or makes it to the quarterfinals. I'll be really surprised. I'll be really
mm.
surprised. We're not, we've said it again. Nigerians, go to the streets of Lagos, or maybe some people don't even know that AFCON is coming. They don't care anymore. People don't care anymore. It's just because we're journalists, we're football analysts, we talk about football every day. That's why we're interested. A lot of people don't even know when AFCON is. People don't even know who are those players in the Super Eagles. How many people can mention 10 players in the Super Eagles? Before, when Super Eagles are going for an AFCON, or they are going for qualifier or friendly, oh, JJ Okocha, blah, blah, blah. My mom, when I was growing up, or my grandparents, when I was growing up, they knew all these players that were playing for the Super Eagles. I'm not sure my mom remembers anybody in the current Super Eagles now. Nah, I'm not sure.
Okay, just to recap, Nigeria is going to be in Group D, and we've got
Yeah,
Egypt, Sudan, and Guinea-Bissau.
exactly.
So
Sudan.
hopefully we'll be able to just scale through that Group D, which is on a good day. Nigeria could probably top it. We've got 1 minute to go. Champions League draws were made for you. What tie stands out?
Before talking about the ties, I think we need to talk about the technical glitch. That's like a glitch of the
Well,
century.
yeah, it shows you no one is perfect.
Yeah,
Not even UEFA with all the money they've got.
exactly. And when it comes to technology, you can't be 100% sometimes. You
Yeah.
know, but is one error that the world would really criticize UEFA for, and they should be ready to take the heat and the blow, whatever comes with it. But it would have been interesting to see PSG and Manchester United.
It would
But
have been.
now that tie has been taken out. So it'll be very, very interesting. Let's look at Salzburg, Man City, and all of these, like, people who are really lucky. I'll say Bayern. I'll say even
Chelsea.
Chelsea.
Chelsea and Lille.
Chelsea, Lille.
But
It's
but
gonna
but,
be
but,
it's gonna be really a bit stiff, but
but I
Lille,
tell you, the tasty ties will probably be
Liverpool.
Inter Liverpool, Real Madrid, and Paris Saint Germain,
I
and
was
that would
coming to
be
I was coming to Real Madrid and Paris Saint-Germain. We are going to
and
see an
that's
explosion. We're going to see an explosion.
I'm also looking forward to Atletico Madrid against
Manchester United.
Man United. That would be some game too. But
I
Amos, Let me just give you 1 second to quickly round up.
Yeah, so hopefully Manchester United will be able to find their feet against Atletico Madrid. You know, we know what these guys are able to do. We know what they're capable of. Atletico Madrid, they've got some guys who are really, really interesting up front. If Man United would have settled by the time, you know, it'd be really, really interesting to see. But again, these things don't come until February, I think. You know, so
Yeah.
we don't. I think February, towards the end of February or middle of February, and then March 16, we're going to be seeing these games. So there's it's still a lot of time. And the new coach at Manchester United would have settled down. You know, he would have been able to organize his squad. He would have been able to get himself together. And then Liverpool is going to be really explosive. Lots of goals will be scored. Trust me. Lots of goals will be scored. And again, hopefully, the likes of Sadio Mane and Mo Salah would have come from AFCON without injury.
Well, hopefully they come back without injury. They come back with COVID, because it's looking really grim in the Premier League this past week. 42 positive COVID tests. Positive. It's been recorded in the Premier League. Well, that's our show for today. Amos, thank you again for your analysis, precise
Time
analysis, and very time always flies when we talk about football. Definitely, time flies. Thank you once again, Amos, and that's our show for today. And thank you for joining us. If you thoroughly enjoyed what we've done today, please join us next week at about the same time, 8 p.m. We start on Mondays. And please don't forget to subscribe to the show and obviously have a look at what we've done in the past and give us a thumbs up. Special thanks to Amos, my series director, producer, and director, for making sure there are no technical glitches this time around, unlike UEFA. Okay, so thank you, Yomi. You've done a great job. Probably UEFA should come and learn from you. That's our show for today. Enjoy the rest of the week, and please do stay safe out there. COVID is still real. Okay, good night.